Hey guys, today we're going to be doing a walkthrough video of this 1,500 square foot single story home in Gold Canyon, Arizona. So let's get started. All right, so let's go through this home. The agent was already here earlier, so it was pretty much already set up. We walked in, but we're gonna double check a few things before we get started with the video. Just got the key in the door. And I'll go ahead and put these, the agent just left them under the door. I'll just put them in my back pocket. Set my camera down. And fans are already on. They're on a good speed for video, low. Now we have a lot of this light coming in. We want to kind of reduce it as well as have all of these consistent. Let's see, let me fix this one so they look all uniform. If one of them would, you know, a lot of times with these shutters, they'll get worn out and they won't hold very well. But if that was the case, I'd leave them all to where the same level. All right, this room looks good to go. Bathroom looks set. This home is, you know, we got some nice windows, some nice views outside. And the fans are on low, nice and clean. Furniture, furnished home. Not super updated, but this will be a great one to showcase. There's paper towels right here. That's not too distracting. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave that. If it was a massive roll that I felt was distracting, I would definitely move it. But I know the agent was already here and they staged it the way that they wanted to. All right, in here, probably just gonna close this toilet room door, shower, master. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. It's always much easier, especially with video when you're going around filming, making sure that you're 100% ready to go. Let me look I didn't look in the garage yet. Let's see. All right, that's closed. Yeah, definitely a little bit rough. So we might get one shot. It has some cabinets, maybe from that far angle, just to have, but I doubt we'll end up using it in the video. Like I said, it's just that principle of always shooting more than you need and having everything if for some reason the agent wants us to make sure to put a garage shot in the video. So, all right, so I think we're good in here. So now we're gonna go back out front and get started. All right, so we're gonna start with the front. As you can see that the sun, you can't see, but the sun is pretty low on the horizon over here. So it's casting some pretty gnarly shadows of us. So we're gonna have to choose our front angles carefully when we're shooting this house. I'm gonna start over here on the right side of the home where you can't see our shadows. And I'm just gonna do a nice panning shot, just nice and slow. There's a mountain view right next to it, and the home's in a cul-de-sac, so I wanna highlight that. Just get a nice little 10-second clip. All right, this next clip is gonna be that front walking in front of the home, and I'm just gonna do it to the extent until you can see our shadow, because the shadow is gonna show up at one point or another. Let's see, we're doing good right now. All right, now the shadow's starting to show up. We're shooting in 4K, so the video editor could always punch in to get the shadow out of it. But over here, I'm gonna see if I can zoom in and get, I guess we could use the joystick, and I'm gonna get a nice panning shot just from this side, zoomed in beyond the shadow. So we got a nice shot here on the left side. All right, so we got right side, left side. And now from here, I'll get a shot just walking in towards the house. I think that's probably good for the front shots that we have so far. So anything in this area, since the sun is over here, we're gonna be safe from shadows. And right here, I'm gonna leave my camera at about 22. I don't want it super wide. I think it looks good like that, so let's just make our way in towards the door. So I'm just gonna walk smoothly, not too fast. You could pan up if you wanted to. I'm not going to. I'm just gonna go straight for the door. And you wanna make sure that your camera's beyond this wall before you get to it. And now I could see my shadow in the door. So from there, the editor could edit where we make a transition on the inside. Now while I'm out here, I'll get a little bit of B-roll. Sometimes what we like to do is just get some shots of like the number sign on the house, just get a little bit of movement. There's like a reveal of the front door. I'm gonna try it again and just kind of peek around the corner. And I'm gonna show up pretty quick, so I'm just gonna move slow just to give the video editor another option. All right, so this is gonna auto close, so I'm just going to start on the inside on the other side of this door and then kind of make my way towards the main areas in this house. Outside I was at +1 on the exposure in here. We're usually a little bit higher. I'm at +1 I think 1.3 or 1.7 looks good. I'm also gonna reduce my aperture right now. I'm at 7.1, just so my ISO isn't so high. Let's see, I'll put it at f4. That looks good. All right, so now maybe that's a little bright. Let me bring it back down. There's quite a bit of light in here, so that's, you know, your setting is gonna depend on your lighting, but I'm gonna hold the trigger, lock out my gimbal, just go straight, and then I'll release it when I'm looking to turn, which I'll just go in here, and I'm gonna pivot and make my way back to this corner. One thing that I didn't realize was that my lens was still at like a 22 millimeter, so the room didn't look that big when I transitioned back in there. So I'm gonna reshoot that shot here, just real quick. All right, so we'll start at the front door. We'll scoot all the way back and then go forward, giving the editors. Nice. All right, so now with the wider angle, we're seeing much more of the room. Then I'm gonna slowly try to transition over here into the corner while panning my camera, and then I kind of will come out here. All right, that looks good. And now I'm just gonna pan from right to left in this main room, just slowly. Here. Now obviously I want to diversify my shots, so I got some panning. Oh, let me stop that. Straight on, maybe we do a straight on shot here. This axis is pretty straight, just to get some additional options, or give additional options for our editor. All right, now I'm gonna do, maybe I'll do a slider-like shot from this corner. Actually, we can kind of use this lamp. Maybe I'll go forward here as well, just to kind of enter the space, or we could start here, which I'll do, and then come back. I'll lock out my gimbal, just to give it a little bit of depth on the shot when we have things to the left or the right of it. All right, so from here, I'm gonna transition to the kitchen. So I'm trying to pan pretty slow here, and then I'm gonna walk and just show the dining area, and then I'm gonna make my way around to the kitchen. I'm not gonna go in, I'm gonna keep a wider shot on this. So I'm just gonna walk here and then kind of come out, just showing the kitchen. All right, that was all right. We got some nice views outside. This might be a shot where, you know, we drop the exposure down to where you can see outside here. So here's a darker shot. Now I'm just gonna go a slider-like shot, lock out the gimbal, side to side. You know, that's definitely a selling feature of this home, are the views that you see outside. You're not seeing a random house. Thought I saw an animal out there. I did. There's a rabbit out there. All right, so, and then so we got the views. Let me bring my exposure back up. Put it up back at 1. And now I'm gonna do a walking into the kitchen shot. Get a little lens flare from the sun from those windows, which is fine. So slower the better. It's definitely a lot easier to work with footage that's slower than normal rather than footage that's too fast and you're unable to slow it down. All right, so now I'm here in the kitchen. I'm gonna do just a slider-like shot. I'm gonna go from right to left here. And then I'm gonna do a panning shot from this side of the kitchen. There you go. So I'm gonna start over here, just go just really slow. All right, that's good. I mean, there's not a whole lot to this kitchen. We could get a shot kind of on over here, but that's really not that interesting. If we do get this, if we get the range, we can come out from the side. If you go straight on, you're likely going to show up in the reflection. So I'm locking out the gimbal, just kind of getting in shot. The range does look relatively new. All right, so we got the main area we walked in. We got this dining area, kitchen shot. You know what? Let me grab one more shot from the corner over here in the kitchen. I think, let's see here. We'll just have to, all right, so now another slow panning shot, just showing dining, kitchen, and main area. All right, from here we'll want to make our way to the master bedroom, which I believe is taking a left turn. So it's going to be a really hard turn if I go that way. I may want to start here in the kitchen, work my way through this main area, and then kind of go down the hallway. I'm going to do it one continuous shot just so that the editor has a potential transition. I'm going to go straight across right here. That actually is a good shot. All right, so then we can transition from that. And now we're going to go straight. And these flares that are coming in through this window into my lens actually look pretty interesting. Just the reflection there. All right, we see the front door. Just try not to turn too fast. All right, so just steady. All right, now we're just gonna go straight in over here. Just make sure we're straightened. All right, I'm gonna keep going. We could end the shot here, but I'm just gonna keep going. I don't think we're gonna go all the way out here, but I'm gonna show the views outside of the master. There we go. All right, and then good shots within it are a lot of times away from the windows. When you're shooting into the windows, a lot of times, you know, your camera will expose for it. So I'm just gonna do a quick panning shot. All right, so we got going in. Let me get one more shot in the master. We'll pan from this corner here. Let me try to show. So the door. All right, that's a nice 8-second clip. And now We can go straight in. Actually, I'll probably choose that corner because we'll probably go from this panning shot and kind of make our way into the bathroom. But the problem is we have mirrors that we're dealing with. So we're gonna have to get pretty low. Or we just kind of stick to this edge right here. All right, I'm gonna lock out my gimbal, go straight, and I'm just gonna come at an angle right here. I'm kind of hiding behind this wall. We can see the bathroom. We're getting closer, and then I'll kind of peek in, and we still don't see our camera, so that was actually good. We want to get a shot down here, but we're gonna have to be pretty low. So we get the shower, the bathtub. If you go, I usually just try to go as high as I can here. We'll lock out the gimbal and we'll just do a push-in shot here. All right. Now in here, I'm gonna just get another angle. We have the shower, the bathtub, and then the vanity. We got a good shot on it there. I think we'll just get a shot coming from this direction. We can either pan. What we'll do is just pick an angle where we're not in the reflection, just kind of pan our way there, or do a slider-like shot. Once we're in position, we'll work on it. Hit record. So I'm just gonna go into the, just do a nice little entry there. And then I'll get a second shot as well. Is that my reflection? No, it's not. So now I'm just gonna do a panning shot. Just to give an option and to show the shower a little bit more. I'm going pretty slow here. We'll probably speed that one up in post-processing. Now this master just has some regular closets, so we're not going to showcase that. We got the views here. We're pretty much covered the master, so now we'll make our way to the opposite end of the home, and then we'll do the laundry room and garage last. So let me reset my gimbal, double tap, and then I'm kind of pointing it towards those rooms that we're going to. I'm going to hit record and then lock it out so that my gimbal stays nice and straight. When I mean lock it out, I'm on a DJI gimbal, you usually just hold down the trigger. All right, and now I'm just gonna keep going here. So that kind of was a good transition to this room right here. We kind of revealed this one, kind of what this side of the house has. Now I'm thinking of, all right, we have these doors right here. So I'm gonna start out a little wider just to get, I like shots where you're seeing like doors on the edges or something that's moving. Sometimes it's hard to get those kind of shots when you got such a wide lens. That's why any movement can really help kind of bring your video to life. So from here, I think I'm gonna pick this corner over here, and I'll just do a slider-like or a panning shot. All right, I'll just do a panning shot here. All right, that's gonna do it for this room. And now I'll transition from within this room to the next one. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna go straight. We may or may not use this one. This might be a hard one to use, but all right, I'm just gonna go into this room here. We'll lock out the gimbal. Now there's a wall right here, so it's kind of a hard one. So I got a nice going in shot that shows the room. What I'm gonna do is, all right, let's focus, lock it out, and we're gonna do it just a slider shot. Oh, that looks awesome. A little bit of lens flare coming through that window. Now, sometimes you might have a tendency with video to overdo the lens flares. I'm not a big fan of too much lens flare. All right, I'm not gonna get a shot from this corner. because there's light coming in through these windows and you're just gonna see myself. So I'm gonna pick this corner over here. I'm probably just gonna pan from over here and pan that way. Or I might just, it doesn't necessarily, I'll probably stop at the door. So just do a nice little panning shot. Does look a little bit darker than my other shot, so I'm gonna redo it, just up the exposure a little bit. Just, you know, that's something you wanna try to balance, is to get consistent exposure throughout your videos. It's not, I mean, it's pretty bad if a video goes from super bright to super dark, back to super bright. All right, now we just have this bathroom. And then this is another opportunity to kind of use these door jambs to give some sense of movement in here. The only problem is my monitor's right here, so I'm going to be limited on the angle I can get, but ideally I'd probably be a little closer to the door jamb here. Hit record, lock out my gimbal, and just move forward. All right, I think that'll do it for this room. All right, so now laundry room and garage are the last things in the inside, so I'm gonna actually start from this wing here and just make my way back over there. All right, so I'm locking my gimbal. As I walk, I know I'm gonna release the lock and then kind of slowly pan. Yeah, I don't know. That's sometimes when the angles are too harsh like this, it just doesn't turn out well. It's probably better just to get a nice push-in shot here, and we'll just kind of cut to it from the bathroom. All right, that's good. And then we'll just get one shot in the garage. Then we'll go outside and get some nature shots and some detail shots, just to add a little personality to the video. All right, this one I'm just gonna do let's do like a slider-like shot. So I'm gonna lock out my gimbal and just move it from left to right. Just get a little movement showing the cabinets. All right. Now I'm trying to think if there are any nice features on the inside where we want to get some slow motion or some nice shots. I mean, we could, yeah, there's nothing really too impressive here about the home. I think outside is where we're going to get some vegetation and we can get some nice shots outside, but maybe I'll zoom in here. Whoops. And let's go to S&Q. I'm gonna increase my exposure. Maybe I'll get a nice little slow motion shot just here. A little bit of movement since it's gonna be 120 frames, where you can kind of see outside. Maybe that's how we transition outside. Anyways, so we didn't actually preview this, but it looks pretty nice. Just, man, these doors are weird because unlocked is up and down. All right, so actually I'm gonna leave the door open. It doesn't automatically close, and we'll transition outside. Actually, I have this slow motion still on. I'm gonna get a reflection on this door of the mountain, which looks pretty cool. Just to add a little personality. All right. Fixtures or any other, I don't really see anything that catches my eye in here. So I'm just gonna focus on the nature outside. Reset my gimbal. We'll go back to regular video mode. And I'm gonna drop my exposure. It's actually going to adjust the exposure once we get outside. So I'll probably just leave it as is here. But I'm more exposed for outside. I'm at +7. All right, so I'm gonna hit record. Lock it out, and now we're just gonna walk out onto the porch. I'm gonna get lower just so can see pretty good. All right, that's actually good. I'm gonna stand right here in the doorway and just get a nice panning shot. All right, and then this home actually has a couple, it looks like the lot might end right there, but it has a very long porch. So maybe I start from this side and kind of walk along the back area of this home just go straight all the way down, just to kind of show how long the porch is. All right, let me brighten it up just a hair. Go back. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, locking it out. Now, since I'm going to be walking so far, we got shadows in these ones. All right, so we might just cut it right here and start using the video starting here. Hopefully we're not showing up in the reflections in the windows. I don't think so. All right, now we're on to the neighbor's house. Now we're on this side of the home. I'm gonna get a nice panning shot of just what it kind of looks like out here. Then what I'm gonna do is switch it to 35 millimeters and just do a right to left pan where you can see the mountain a little bit better. All right, 8 seconds is good. I'm gonna see if, I'm not gonna venture too far off into the distance here. There could be like snakes or some random stuff out there. But we can get a good shot of the house here. Obviously I don't like the satellite dish, but it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So I'm just gonna get a panning shot, looking at the house, and then making our way to the mountain views. All right, that's good. And then this walking path right here is pretty clear right here just on the outside. So I'm gonna get a focus on the house here. I'm just gonna walk and kind of keep, I'm gonna tilt the gimbal as well, just to focus on the house as well as we go, but there's a reflection right there. So I'm gonna stop it. I could see myself in the mirror once we hit that spot. And now this side. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm at 16 millimeters. I'm just gonna get a straight on shot here. We got this vegetation here. It looks nice. I'm not showing up in that window. Looks great. All right. Let me see. So we got the front, we got the side over here. They have a little sitting area, which trying to see. I guess we can maybe do a slider like shot here. All right, that's good. And now I'm looking for some potential slow motion B-roll. Since that mountain is so close to the house, I think I can get a shot of that Joshua tree with the mountain in the background. So I'm gonna go across this little bridge. Be careful, Ray. Don't be slipping. Whoops. All right, let's go here. So I'm gonna put it at 35 millimeter. I'm gonna go to S&Q. I feel like I got all the main shots here. Now it's just a little bit more detailed B-roll. So if I start there and pan to the mountain, that looks a little overexposed. Let's drop it back down. Whoops, that's even higher. What am I at? 0. All right, at 120 frames. Let me increase my aperture back up because that was the bottleneck there of making that shot so bright. All right, let's go to 0.7. That looks pretty good. All right, so now that we're at 120, we don't have to go super slow. All right, that looks nice. And maybe I'll actually get a nice zoomed in shot here. I'm gonna tilt up. We have that other mountain in the distance here. Looks good. Ideally, so we got those shots, you know, we can see the mountain in the background. Ideally, most of the B-roll you get points towards the house. So man, this is the danger zone out here. There's a lot of thorns, so we're gonna be careful. All right, so this little tree. All right, now I'm just gonna reveal the house, and then it focuses on the house. At 120 frames, that focus should look good. All right, so we got enough of these Joshua Tree pokey ones. Let me see if there's anything else. We got some bushes, we got that one. We have some cactuses on the property, rocks, just anything. All right, we'll just get a couple more shots. I think we're pretty good. So I'm still at 35 millimeter. And another good shot that I haven't really gotten is like a vertical shot, up and down. All right, that's kind of rough, but at 120 it'll look smooth, showing the house. I guess the last thing, we didn't get those mountain views over there in the distance, so we're at 35. So maybe what I'll do is, let me put it back to regular, and then record, and then just pan around just to get the views of the backyard. I don't want to go too slow. I think I already got this, but from the porch view, so I'm showing a little bit of the house. We can kind of connect those Joshua trees that we shot B-roll of, and that'll be good. All right, guys, well, that's it for the shots that we're gonna get on this particular house for the walkthrough video. If you guys have any additional questions, feel free to reach out. And as always, we're gonna put the home back in the condition we found it, and we'll see you guys on the next one.